So hello and happy Wednesday. This is Mrs. Houck again, getting ready to review a little bit more with our coordinate planes. We're going to kind of review a little bit of what we did yesterday to make sure that everybody understands what we did. Okay, so we're going to look at lesson 19. We're only going to look at the first page. So Darren and Skyla and Kwanzaa, I hope you're with me this morning and are following along. So it says in the coordinate plane, find the distance between the points using absolute value. Now remember, what is absolute value? Absolute value is the distance a point is away from zero, okay? So the distance, let's write this in our books, please. The distance away from zero. Okay, the distance away from zero on number line. So for example, let's put 0 here and -3 here and +3 here. Remember, how far is -3 away from 0? 1, 2, it's 3 places away from 0. How far is +3? 1, 2, it's 3 places. So the absolute value for both of these is 3 places away from 0. Okay, quick review. All right, so we need to find the distance of our points. Now for me, the points are so small, I need to make them a little bit bigger. Old age makes my eyes hard to see things. All right, so we want to see, first of all, the distance from this point to this point. Well, let's look carefully. What kind of line is this? Is this vertical or horizontal? For those of you that are forgetting the difference between them, go ahead and make a line like this in your book, and we're going to write that is called a vertical line, which obviously means this kind of line would be called a horizontal. Okay, important that we know the difference between our two lines, horizontal and vertical. Okay, so we already know that this obviously is a vertical line. There's two ways we can count the distance. We start on the dot and we count each box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from here to here is what I would call 8 units. That's the distance of my vertical line. Now it says to use absolute value. Well, absolute value would be doing this. Here's my x-axis. Remember, it's the 0 line. So how far is this point away from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here to here is 5. Well, how far is it from the 0 down? This is a -3, but remember, even though we're going down 3, we're looking at absolute value. How far is it away from the 0? It's 3 places. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Okay, so we can add these two numbers or we can count the boxes. Let's go down here and try another one. Okay, it says locate and label 4, 5. So start at the origin. Let's go over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tamron, I hope you're following along this morning. 4, -3. Okay, start here. Let's go over 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at this. Another vertical line. Okay, now remember, there's two ways that we can count the distance. We can start at the dot and count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's still 8 units. We could count from here to here and do the absolute value. How far is this away from 0? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. So it's the same thing at the top. We are adding them together to use absolute value. Okay. Last problem I want to look at before I show you something else. It says draw a horizontal line segment starting at 4, -3. Well, I want to make sure I know which one's 4, -3, so I'm going to put a little color on here. 4, -3 was right down here. Okay, so I can know which dot I'm talking about. Horizontal line. Oh, let's look up here. Horizontal line means I have to go this way. Okay, so starting at this point, we have to make a horizontal line that has a length of 9 units. Well, that means I'm going to make a line that's going to go either this way or this way. Well, obviously, I'm not going to have enough room to go this direction, right? There's not enough. Let's look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's not enough. My graph's not big enough. So my 9 spots are going to have to go this direction. So I start on the point and I count each box and I count over 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I put my dot. Okay, so now I've made a horizontal line. I'm hoping it's 9 units. I'm going to check with absolute value. Okay, here's my 0. My axis is 0. How far is it from here to here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here to here is 4. How far is it over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, from here to here is 5. 5 plus 4 equals 9. So I did it. Okay, so a couple ways to find out the distance. Count the boxes or use absolute value to add together to find the distance. The other thing we have to remember is we have to remember the difference between a vertical line and a horizontal line. Okay, so now I'm going to show you something else that's going to look very similar to what I have you doing for homework tonight. Okay, so when you guys open up your Google Slides, you're going to have something that looks very similar to this. I'm going to show you how to do this slide, and that way you'll know how to do the first couple slides on yours. So Aaliyah and Chloe, make sure that you are following along with me. This says, distance on coordinate plane, directions. Match the coordinates to the plotted points. Point F to point H. Here is point F. Here is point H. I need to know how long it is from here to here. Okay, well, I could count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's 6. I could have also used absolute value. From this 0 spot to here was 4, and from here to here is 2. 4 plus 2 is still 6. So I have to drag 6 units over here in that box. Excuse me. All right, so point F to point G. Here's point F. Here's point G. Oh, look at this. What kind of line is this? Alfredo, do you remember? It is a horizontal line. We could count the boxes or do absolute value. I'm going to do absolute value. So from here to here, 1, 2, 3. This is 3. Absolute value from this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So I'm going to drag that one over here. That means this has to be 5, but let's check. Point H to point J. Point H to point J. This time I'm going to count the boxes. This is another horizontal line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is 5. So I drag that right there. So in your screen, you're going to drag the units to the correct boxes. Okay? All right, let's go to our next screen. Okay, the next slide that you're going to have to do is going to look very similar to this. Let's see if I can straighten my screen out here a little bit. You're going to have to plot points, which means you're going to drag them. Now, obviously, I'm going to drag my colors. You'll have to drag the dots on your Google slide. Directions, graph the points in the coordinate plane. Graph point G, that's this one, to 4 units from F. Here's F. We're going to go 4 units, any direction you want. Well, I can't go this way. There's not enough. 1, 2, 3, not enough. So I can either go down or over. I'm going to pick, let's make horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I'm going to drag point G over. Come on over here, point G. It doesn't want to move with me, does it? So we'll drag it. Maybe if I do this. Here we go. Let's check. Did I put it 4 units? 1, 2, 3, 4. I did. Okay, so that one's finished. Let's look at the next one. Graph point H to 7 units from F. Well, once again, this is only going 2, so I can't go that way. This was only going 3. I could probably go this way again or this way. Let's go down. Let's go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to put my dot right there. There we go. Last one. Graph point J to 5 units from point H. From point H. Oh, be very careful. I have to start at point H. Well, this was point H, remember? This one's point H. I have to go 5 units. 1, 2, 3, can't go that way. 1, can't go that way. I guess I could go up, or I could go horizontally left. I'm going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So I will drag point J right there. If it will move with me, which it doesn't want to do. How about that? Let's check, make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to move it right there. All right, so on one of the screens, you're going to have similar to this. You're going to be dragging points to make lines of that distance. All right, let's go on and look at our next one. Okay, so in our next slide, it says use the coordinate plane to write the coordinates that points represent. So we want to find the distance from point F to point H. Here's point F, here's point H. This is considered a horizontal line. Let's find the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. Let's do this to double check. Here's the absolute value. H is 1, 2, 3, 4 spots away, and F is 2. I got 6 again, so I'm going to type in here the distance is 6 units. Okay, let's measure from point G to point F. Point F. Ooh, this will make a vertical line. All right, how should we count again? I'm going to use absolute value again. So from here to here is 3, and from here down was 5. So I got 8 units. I'm going to double check. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I counted boxes, and I got 8 units again. Okay, last one. From point H to point J. Point H, point J. What kind of line is this, Tori? Looks like another vertical line. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 units. Okay, last slide that I would like for you to do. Okay, so my last slide, I have to actually plot some points on a graph and count the distance. Some of you are able to do this in your head. Some of you are not. Those of you that are at school, you were given a coordinate grid from your teacher. Otherwise, my suggestion is students at home, you might want to go back to page S69 in your math book. I know you've already written on it, but you can also plot points on here to help you. Otherwise, if you have someone at home who has some graph paper for you to use to make a coordinate plane, or maybe you could print something off. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to think about over 1 up 6 and over 1 down 2. Some of you can actually picture this in your head. Some of you are going to want to actually graph these points. So I got my graph paper. Okay, over 1 up 6. Let's see if I can do over 1 up 6. Over 1 down 2. Once again, vertical line. From here to here is 6, and from here to here is 2, making a total of 8 units. Okay, next, over -3, +4, -3, +4. Then I have +7, +4, +7, +4. Might need to erase this one now. New line, count. From here to here is 3, and from here to here it looks like is 7. So I have 7 plus 3 is 10 units. Okay, and looks like we have 2 more. Now for those of you that aren't trying to use graph paper, let's see if I can solve that this way on here for you. So if you can't find graph paper, I would make a little coordinate grid like this on a piece of scrap paper. Maybe we'll use something a little bit bigger for you. Get some scrap paper, do something like this. Think about you're going to go over 5, down 3. So I'm going over 5, down 3. So I'm going to be about right here. Okay, so from here to here was 3, and from here to here's 5. I'm going to go backwards 5, down 3. So my line is from here to here. This was backwards 5, so this is 5. So 5 plus 5 would be 10 units. Remember, if you have this kind of paper that you can use, this will be a little bit more helpful for a few of you. All right, let's look at the last problem that we have to do. Over 0 up 3, over 0 up 3, over 0 down 8, over 0 down 8, another vertical line. So from here to here was 3, and from here to here was 8. 8 plus 3 happens to be 11 units. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow.